Guys, so just a very quick one to camera. I am due to replace my vehicle this year. Well, the beginning of 2026. I've got until the end of January 2026. I've been in touch with Motability because I'm completely thought in my head I knew exactly what car I wanted, which was the Qashqai. But the Qashqai is the one that I've always had for all of my cars. The first one I had was a manual Qashqai. Then I went on to an automatic Qashqai. I've had a boot hoist in the car, which has been absolutely brilliant. But for me, the trouble is standing with the hoist and getting that into the back of the car. It's a few minutes of it slowly, on a button, pulling up like on a crane, my little chair that I'm sat in, and then it has to angle itself. You have to angle it on button for it to then go into the back of the car and then lower into the boot. But the seat part you have to take off and you have to put it on the back seat of the car. And for me, that's standing for those, say, 5 minutes in total. Feels like an eternity. It's absolute agony. I'm almost crying because the pain in my back is so severe. My pain in my legs, my pain in my feet. It's all too much. So whilst I was sort of looking at time of when I've got my next vehicle, I basically I've already had it for the 5 years, and then it's like you can extend it, or 4 years, I can't remember which of the two it is, and then you've got the chance to extend it if you want. Or is it from... Anyway, I think it's like you get your orders for 3 years for the car, and then you can extend it for the other two, so then it's 5 years in total, and this is what I'm at. And when you're in that extension period, you can renew, change your vehicle whenever you want, kind of thing. There is no time frame. And I've been in touch with the charity side of Motability that can help with advance payments. It can help with whatever you need in the financial side of things to help you. It can help you with the finances for the adaptions. It can help you with paying for your vehicle if you are really struggling and need that car for that type of disability you've got. There's so much that they can do to help you with. So yeah, the advance payment is sometimes a lot. Very often it's, it's quite a decent amount of money, and it depends on the car, the type of car, how new it is, the style. It varies from car to car. Anyway, my Qashqai, I've loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I always thought, this is the best out of what I could do with. But now I need more help with a different type of car. And it was quite ironic. I phoned up Motability. I then got through to the charity side of things as well, which has helped me with my last vehicle. They paid for the entire, the adaptions that were in there and the car itself, because I was really struggling to pay for the payment. And they said, we think you ought to go for a MAC test to know exactly what kind of adaptions you need for you now, because I have worsened such a lot. My pain scales are even worse. I'm really struggling with standing. I need certain things. My legs are so much worse. Through TikTok, I got watching a lady that's in a chair, and she has buttons for her instead of pedals. And I thought, oh, that might be of beneficial use for me, because there are times if my legs have been down for a long period, they really struggle, and they're very sensitive and very painful, and I've got arthritis in my feet. as well as in my ankles and in my legs, my knees, everywhere basically. So anyway, the lady then gave me ideas of what she has, and she has dual control, so if her husband needs to use the car, he can just use it with a pedal, as an automatic kind of thing. And I was like, oh right, okay, that's brilliant. And then I said to Motability and the charity bit, I could do with something boot release, because I struggle with the button pressing and the rising of the boot, and then the closing afterwards, as well as standing for the hoist to go in. So I said a boot release and close but on the fob would be fantastic. So that's on the cards. It's an option we can do. Not a difficulty, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fantastic. Anyhow, put me in for a Mac test. So at the end of this month, I've got a test where I've got to go to a centre. They phoned me up. They said, oh, can you get to the one either side of Birmingham? And I'm like, no. The one that's closest to home for me is in Cannock. And there's less availability of items to show me, but they can give me the general gist. And I was like, that's fine. So going for that one, end of the month, my dad's going to come with me as a support in the car, because I get really stressed out. We're driving, when you've got roundabouts and people coming at you and it's all strange and everything, I get a bit mithered. And it's just having somebody sat beside me in the car just to sort of settle my nerves a little bit. And half the time I forget that they're there, but it just calms me down a touch. So anyway, that's going on. And then at the end of it, they give you a certificate that says, right, you need this, this and this. And I thought nothing else of it. And then, well, the very thing that I really struggle with as well is the car, and having the hoist in the back and having to wait for it to rise up, because it's a high up back of car, for the hoist to bring it up and into the car. And I was really, it's something that just didn't sink into my head that that's something else I need help with. And anyway, my mum and dad were parked up in Asda car park on the blue badge spots, and the blue badge spot next to them was one of these, I think it's called an SUV. I forget now, but they look like a minivan. And or is it a WAV? I don't know. I forget all these abbreviated names. Anyway, it was there, this car. I think it's a WAV because mine's an SUV. And the lady had come back to the car, and she came back with, no, I've got two chairs. I've got a small Rascal Rio that I use from my home, and then in the car, because my big chair will not go in there. There's no way. And my big one I use for out and about, and it's the more comfortable one for me, and it's fantastic. But I could do with that going in the car, but there's no way that it'll go in, and I don't want one of those gigantic van things. So I thought, well, there's no other solution. I've got to continue struggling. But this car that was next to mum and dad's, the lady came around the corner. She opened the boot, which was forward facing, and it opened towards her. And then she pulled down this like a mini ramp, and I was like, oh. And my dad went over and had a chat with her, and she put the big chair into the back of the car, and I was like, that's exactly what I want. And then she puts these straps through the back, and it's secured, and then she puts the flaps back up and closes the boot. Done. And I was like, that's brilliant. And she says, yeah, they're absolutely amazing. My son can sit up front. We did have a different type of car, and he was sat in the boot in his car, in his chair, away from the rest of the family. He couldn't communicate or anything, and he was very on his own. And she says this car is amazing because he's up front with us. So it's the sort of thing I'm looking at for me. So when I go for this test now, I can think of this car and what I've seen and how it would help me more. You know, it really would. It'd be brilliant for me. So yeah. So anyway, I'll do a video when I've been for this test, and I'll let you know how I get on. And because I'm really worried that, you know, or you're reporting changes to yourself and how you're not. I mean, the car, I use that so much less to how much I've used it because of struggling with standing and having to take my seat off and putting it on the back seat, and the pain that I'm in to do all that. You know, and it's a lot on the body. And I just dread using my car because of all the pain I go into for that. So yeah, on Thursday I'll do an Thursday I've got the doctors. I'll do a video when I've been for this MAC test and let you know what kind of thing to expect and what kind of thing I went through and how I found it. And then hopefully I'll have an idea then of which vehicle I need for myself. I had a bit of a chit chat with the lady today because I've had to book my my car's service, because they have the MOT and then they have the service. Yeah, and you know, and I've always been red hot on it, but I had a letter that said, oh, it's well overdue and you've got to do this and you've got to do that. And anyway, the message got lost. Don't know what happened to it. But the lady says, I definitely phoned in April. And I was like thinking, So anyway, anyhow, I'm being sorted out now with that next service. But they come to the home, they pick it up, and then they bring it back afterwards. So I'm not sitting around for hours waiting, as I would really struggle. I'd be in so much pain. And then she asked me what I'm doing with the next vehicle. Have I got it extended again or anything? And I said, well, at the minute I'm waiting to hear from Motability with this special test I'm having for adaptions. And then I'll know what sort of vehicle then I'm going to be looking at. So it'll be rather interesting to see. But anyway, I'm going to nip out in a minute in my chair. I need to nip out, go to Asda, go grab my, I've got a coat, a jacket that was in the sale. So I'm going to see what that's like. I'm hoping it fits okay. Because some people put on the reviews that the size for the arms is rubbish and they're really, really tight and you need to go up sizes. Well, this coat's completely sold out now. And I have gone bigger just because I like the extra room. So I'm hoping it fits me okay. So yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling now. But I'm going to nip off. But I thought I'd do a quick video just about the car, the next vehicle, the plans. But yeah, I'm hoping to get something that's more suited. This time it's going to last me for about another 5 years or so. Because I'm more in that need now of extra help. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go. So anyway, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye guys. Tra.